start with the introduction. So those of you who don't know, let's just start with why did we do women, resilient women in business? Why was that important to the three of us? And that topic in and of itself was important because so many of us at home, either running a company, senior executive, whatever business you're in, you're working from home possibly, or you're switching back and forth from home into the office. And there's all kinds of things that are showing up and coming at us, and challenges that women have that are a little bit unique to us. Some of us are married, some of us are single, some of us are raising children, some of us are stuck in a sandwich generation where we're working with our parents or elderly, and then we're also raising family too. So there's just so many challenges that women in business face, and we wanted to talk about resilience in a new way. Before I jump into that, though, let's talk about why Tina Ayenkinta and Sybil Coxner are here. So Sybil is someone who has been, really, I would say she's a champion for transition, challenge, and change. And she's gonna share a little bit about her personal story. But Sybil is one of the senior investment advisors for RBC Dominion Securities. She's a wealth advisor, and her passion and commitment is helping people understand their financial future and creating wealth and financial freedom. So she's an expert in the subject. She also comes from a variety of background, an international background. Her background is from Turkey, and she's going to share a little bit about what is it like to be an immigrant woman raising a child in Canada and making those changes. So if you want to know what resilience is, it's going through all of those things. Okay. And so again, Sybil is going to talk a lot about that. And Tina has been in the financial industry for years, and she noticed this big gap in the field of concierge. And what do people need? What do they spend their time on? And how do they get their time back? And Tina created a company called Modern Concierge. She's the CEO of Modern Concierge in 2011, I believe. And she has been working with professionals, business owners, women on really offloading the challenges that we face so that we can get our time back and do the things that we're supposed to be doing. So I think the other really incredible piece about Tina, and she'll speak and share her own story, is what has resilience created for her, her family, and her business. Because as a business owner with all of the challenges that we're facing, she's got some really interesting war stories. And now I'm introducing myself. Drum roll, please. So, my name is Christine Nielsen. For those of you who don't know me, I am the CEO and founder of Contrast Results Group. We're a boutique consulting company. I have been an organizational and transformational coach and consultant for over 27 years. I love what I do in terms of being able to make a difference and an impact in the clients that we have and the businesses that we serve. So right from startups, entrepreneurs, all the way to the C-suite and Fortune 500s, I've been there, I've done it, I've seen it all.
Being resilient for me has always been about bouncing back, being able to adapt, or doing all the things on a daily basis to set yourself up to be resilient. But knowing at the same time that you're never going to be 100% in control. So that I think as women, that's something that we have a hard time with. It's hard to sort of let go of certain things. Just by nature, at least that's how I am.
Sybil, how would you define resilience from your perspective as a financial advisor?
Yeah, resilience is actually to be able to withstand positive or negative life-changing events that eventually impact our business, family, or lifestyle, and finally, which impacts our assets and income. So life actually itself, our life experiences are the biggest, most powerful source for resiliency. We learn from our experiences, and we learn how to make decisions and how to solve problems.
Sybil, I love that you're speaking about this because you're really pointing to adaptability. When we look at the core of what is the heart of being resilient, it isn't that you won't go through massive changes, that your life won't take a left turn, that, being resilient is about being adaptable and understanding inside of that adaptability, what is the plan to, plan A, plan B, plan C. And I always say have a plan B for plan C, right? So understanding that you have, one intention, but a million different ways to execute on that. So knowing what's your intention. So your intention, whether you're moving to a new country, whether you're building your business, whether you're getting somewhere else in your career, whatever the thing that you're working on is, and whatever your intention is, that understanding the ability to be adaptable in your approach to still accomplish those things. Never let go of your vision. What, in terms of financial resilience, when people are asking for help, what is it that you suggest for them?
Christine, actually, the essence of financial resilience is exactly the same as resilience. So the 5 essence of building resilience is actually being positive. So turning challenges to opportunities, and being focused to have the plans and strategies in place, and being flexible to be able to move with the change, adapt to change easily, and being structured. So you have to have your strategies and goals in place and act according to that, and being proactive. You have to move, you have to take action. So financial resilience is very much like this. So all you need to do is to have a plan at the beginning, a long-term plan, which shows your financial situation and links your current financial situation to your future goals. What do you want to do in the future? So what are your financial plans for your future? So if your plan has all those sensitivity analysis, all those stress tests, that it's tested to the unknown, unexpected, and life changes, and you know what you want to achieve in the long term, and you stick to it, this starts with a peace of mind. If you are not yet there where you want to be, but you know how to get there. Mm-hmm. So knowing it helps a lot, actually, helps with the resilience, helps the anxiety part. And then always the financial plan comes with the tax plan and estate plan. It's very important that you are in line and managing your taxes and your also inheritance with that. Estate plan especially became so important with the pandemic. People started to review their wills and trusts and everything. It should be updated all the time before we go through those crises. We have to have the discipline to update them. And when you have a poor plan, there is no back going in time to fix it. And every crisis is a very good opportunity, actually, to think long term.
What can we do? What things should we be doing to really create more resilience for ourselves and adaptability?
Yeah, I think over time, and I've had to be very self-aware as well to kind of try and figure out why, because I can't say that I'm the best at asking for help either. It's something that you learn to eventually let it go. But I think a lot of people, there's a couple of things. Social media is huge right now. People look at social media and they see these people with these perfect lives and they think, why can't I have that? It's a huge pressure. And we look back at our older generations, like my mom did it all. Why can't I do it? And reality is it's not the same. The emotional stresses and the need for a second income and the ambition that women have now versus before, it just put all that together and it's just not possible. And I think we did some digging and we found out that on average, a person spends about 650 hours a year, which it works out to, I think, around a month in a year, that you end up doing these small little errands and and this is not even including all the decisions you have to make on a daily basis. This is the actual running around and doing things. So when we look at it from an entrepreneur's perspective and you think, okay, if I'm going to make X amount of money a year and I have to do all these other things. Imagine what I could do with that time, and imagine my family time, imagine the time with your partner, imagine going on dates, like all those things, like to plan those things is huge. So I think social media is a huge factor. Letting go of those images of the woman from the 50s that did it all, letting all that go and planning, setting goals for yourself. Like most of us will set a goal for our business, but why can't we do that for our personal lives? Where do we want to be in 20 years? And how do we plan to get there? Are we going to literally do all of that for the next 20 years? Or are we willing to let people in to help us with that? So I think those are some of the factors that come into play.
I love that you talked about the 20-year plan. I've stopped if you've got a 20-year plan, please understand that will change.
Yep.
Your ideas of what you want and who you will be in the next 2 years you won't be the same person in 2 years as you are today.
Absolutely.
And it's amazing to have that 20-year kind of vision, but if you're stuck with it, right? Like it has to go this way and you're rigid about it, there's no fluidity, there's no adaptability. That's actually what I would call, if it doesn't go this way, that's where we get ourselves into trouble, because we have these invisible expectations of what we set for ourselves about where we should be, what we should be doing, what accomplishments we should have. And all of those things are imposed on us from our past experiences, but also you mentioned social media. We look at our mothers did it all. Why not me? Those are misinterpretations of where we are today. And I think fundamentally, if you want to create a life of resilience, learning, adaptability, understanding, what your weaknesses are so that you can actually challenge yourself. And maybe next year I'm going to learn a new skill so that I don't have to offload that, because it's actually something that I love doing and I'm passionate about it and I'm really good at it.
Yep.
So being willing to experience new things. Some of you have picked up new habits or new hobbies during COVID, cooking, different music, artistry, different ways to express yourself. And you might not have done that pre-COVID because you didn't have the opportunity. You were in a car, you were commuting, you were running around, I was on an airplane. So you want to notice that there's a lot of things that might fulfill you differently in your future. Now, that doesn't mean to throw out having that vision for your life. Having a clear purpose and intention, and I really prefer the word purpose.
Yep.
You want to have a clear purpose of who am I? Who am I today? And what impact will I make?